APNvideo.com is on the air. We're coming to you from the East Valley and Mesa, Arizona. And the 2019 MSBL World Series on APN Sports on the air with the South Dakota Rushmores taking on Team Virgin Islands. And I'm Jeff Lowry with APN Sports. A beautiful but a warm day. Temperatures should be soaring up into the low 90s for this one. Well, special thanks to the South Dakota Rushmores in the singing of our national anthem, and they did an outstanding job. It'll be Darlin Brin on the mound here for the Virgin Islands, Team Virgin Islands. And it'll be Bowman, Spratt, and Held. And here's the ground ball to the shortstop, who bobbles it and now throws on to first and in time for out number one. So a nice job by Art Smith staying with that ball. So one up and one down here for the Rushmores, and one of their top hitters in Mike Spratt. Left-handed hitter. And number 22 takes way inside, ball one. Top of the first inning, no score, one out. Second place hitter up in Mike Spratt, who traditionally is the shortstop of this team. And he sends this one out of play to the right side. On deck is Mike Held. And we're trying to make a few adjustments to our Centerfield camera here. And here's a bouncing ball towards the third baseman. He cuts it off. Nice play. Throw across the diamond, not in time. Spratt gets down the line pretty good, and that'll be an infield hit. So that's going to be the first hit of the ball game for the Rushmores here in the top of the first inning. And now the third place hitter is Mike Held. Runner at first with one man out, and the first delivery from the veteran MSBL World Series competitor Darlin Brin is in there. Strike one called. Too far inside, and now the count evens on the left-handed hitter at 1-1 That's high. The shortstop wanted the strike, didn't get it. 2-1 strike. And Held swings and grounds one to the right side of the infield. It's going to be a tough play for the second baseman, who bobbles, but he stays with it and throws him out. Nice play by Julius Alston, 2 down. That'll bring up the catcher, Ken Foster, batting in the cleanup spot here today for John Larson's South Dakota Rushmores. And the first pitch in there called strike, and Foster didn't like the call. Two-out runner at second base. Mike Spratt got an infield hit. And we'll move to third as this pitch gets away from the catcher. And so he is 90 feet away from breaking the ice in this game and giving the Rushmores the first score of the game. The 1-1 is outside, and it's 2-1 to Ken Foster. Outstanding catcher. Tried to hold up on that, and apparently that one pitch was a called strike, because that's strike three. No runs, one hit, one left on after a half an inning of play. South Dakota, nothing. The Virgin Islands are coming up here at Fitch Park in Mesa, Arizona. This is the 2019 MSBL World Series on APN Sports. Phil Clements will be the starting pitcher here today for John Larson's Rushmores. And the first pitch way inside on Arthur Hendricks. He'll be followed by Vincent Normil and James Reimer. Traditionally, this Virgin Island organization, they send very good teams. They have won a lot of championships. And I don't have to tell you the amount of baseball talent that comes out of that part of the world. It is simply amazing with the lack of population. I mean, the people that they're bringing to the major league level, it is just astonishing. That one is grounded up the first base line, and that's going to roll just foul. Howie Bish, who will lead off the top of the second inning. getting a start at first base. Leadoff hitter Arthur Hendricks. Phil Clements. And here's a line drive, base hit out into left center field. Well, a clean single that finds the gap. Hendricks takes a big turn and is heading into second base, and he's got a leadoff double to start the Virgin Islands half of this first inning. Jeff Lowry coming to you from Fitch Park, and now Vincent Normil, the starting right fielder for the Virgin Islands. And he takes inside for a ball. Squared the bunt, and now takes off the bunt, and it's too high. 2 balls and no strikes. Phil Clements, one of the leaders in this pitching staff, one of the great pitchers in the long and great history of the Rushmores, who have been bringing teams down here since the 90s. And, of course, I think John Larson took over this team back in 2000 or 99, somewhere in there. And the Rushmores traditionally have had outstanding teams. They're a little short of some of the mainstays. You get Doug Stormo, who plays a nice center field. There is Kent Rolfing in right field. You have Bradshaw in left. And ball 4. So the first 2 have reached against Phil. And I'll bring up the third place hitter, their third baseman, James Reimer. High fly ball hit into left field, and Ed Bradshaw has a beat on it, and he makes the two-handed grab right down the left field line. That is the first out recorded by the Rushmores on defense in this contest. Runners are at first and second, now 1 out, and the cleanup hitter, Maxwell Todman. And here's a bouncing ball to the right side. The second baseman bobbles it. His only play will be to first, and he beat it out. So the bases are now loaded. That'll be an error on the second baseman. And now Franklin Sewer, the starting catcher for Team Virgin Islands, grounds 1 foul. 0-2 the count. And Clements, missing just off the outside part of the plate. Got the bases loaded, force at any base, 1 out. And a slow ground ball, base hit into right center field. The throw goes into second, not in time, and a late break by the runner, and 2 runs are going to come in, and the Virgin Islands lead it 2-0 here in the bottom half of inning number 1. 2-run single for Franklin Sewer. That'll bring up center fielder Manny Kuvic. First time up, so a double, a walk, a fly to left field, an error by the second baseman, and a base hit. What a beautiful day here for baseball and our national pastime. A special thanks to John Larson for allowing us to be a part of your guys' MSBL World Series experience. And it's always first off, an honor and just an honor that you guys call me each and every year and let me be a part of this, because this is truly one of my favorite things to do throughout the year. They get the fielder's choice at second. Todman moves up 90 feet. Franklin Sewer is retired on the fielder's choice, and now shortstop Art Smith digging in. He's got a runner at third. He's got a runner at first. 2 outs, 2 runs in. Virgin Islands lead South Dakota 2-0 here on APN. Nothing in 2 the count on Art Smith. And here's a ball lifted down the line and out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. 7th place hitter in the lineup. And a slow roller to first base. Howie Bish takes it to the bag, and that'll retire the side. But 2 runs come across after 1. Virgin Islands 2, South Dakota 0.